I see the world in black and white right now. I don't want to be like, oh, this is the best photo. Look at my photos. No, if you think that way, you are not gonna grow. What's the best situation here? Like, what's gonna happen? It's started.
You shoot here a lot in the park?
Yeah, this is like my checkpoint. I usually get off train like downtown area, like financial district, and walk up to Central Park. And here's like one of my checkpoints.
And you do that every day?
Pretty much, yeah.
You ever get tired of it?
No, never. I mean, sometimes. What always keeps me going is like I always think about death. Hopefully, it doesn't sound silly, but I always feel like I'm running out of time. I'm gonna die soon. Hopefully not, but.
Yo, we are back with another episode of Walkie Talkie. We got the homie Kazu here today. Kazu, introduce yourself, let the people know who you are, where you're from, and what you shoot.
Okay, my name is Kazu. I'm from Japan, and I've been doing this for 3 years now.
Where in Japan are you from?
I'm from Yamagata. It's like a small town. It's in North Japan area.
You were in LA for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I moved to LA for skateboarding. And yeah, I have been skating until I broke my leg. I think it's in 2019. Then I picked up the camera and started taking pictures.
Interesting. And then you were shooting street out in...
No, I started off taking pictures of skateboarders, skate tricks.
So what brought you to New York?
For this, of course, man.
So you moved to New York specifically for...
New York was my destination. Yeah, I started taking pictures of strangers 2020, and then moved here 2022, actually, last year. Yeah.
Like early 2022, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
What was your perception of like New York City street photography, like the scene here and the community here, from the outside looking in? When I first time moved here, I didn't talk to anybody, just taking pictures on the street. And I don't know, it happens naturally, and actually became friends. Yeah, and also, New York is crazy, man. So many talented photographers. They always inspire me. Do you feel like it's hard because there's so many photographers? Do you feel pressure that you have to be different to stand out?
No, not at all. I don't know. I don't think that way. Because to me, photography is like almost like writing diary. I always joke about like bangers only, but photography is not just about that. Even take crappy photos. I don't get depressed anymore. I think that's part of our life.
What did you learn from other people in terms of like how to take photos?
It's very interesting because everybody has like own style to take pictures. Some people like get close with people and take pictures of their faces.
Where do you fall in that in terms of like you like to be closer to subjects or further away?
When I was shooting color, I was more like close to people. I'm not aggressive as I used to, because black and white. I think in black and white doesn't work that way. For example, like if you see something, characters, right, and take pictures in black and white, it's not interesting to me.
So you feel like switching between black and white and color changes the way you photograph?
Yeah, 100%. When you see like characters and take pictures of them, and like it doesn't work in black and white. I think you have to think like whole frame, like how I compose and shadows, lights, shapes, all that stuff. I take a lot of kids and families because I don't know, it reminds me of my childhood, my family. So I don't know, it's really appealed to me.
There's nothing else.
How important is gear to you? Because you've gone through like an M3, Olympus OM1, some point and shoots here and there.
Yeah.
Some SLRs.
Yeah, M5, M4 too.
Over the past year. Over the past year.
Yeah.
I broke all of them.
Yeah.
Over the past year.
Yeah.
So how important is like the camera to you?
Not like super important. I can still, I enjoy using SLR too. And I can still make the same images, I feel like. Right now, I like this camera. Yeah, I can still make the same image with Olympus OM1. Yeah, at this point, I enjoy this camera too, right? That's funny because it's heavy, right? But I think it helps to like handhold, and also, I mean, like, how can you not like this? All my heroes came from this brand.
Take me through your thought process when you're like when you're kind of scanning. What are you thinking of?
I'm always looking for like pictures have sense of emotion. So I don't know. It's so undescribable. I don't know. I always look for like interesting scene.
In terms of moment, light, and composition, how would you rank those three in terms of in a photograph? Like what's most important out of those three?
Moment, yeah, I think all of them is very important to me.
And then there's light and composition. Which one's
Yeah.
which one's
Composition.
composition's two?
Yeah, because the light, it's important, but since I started making prints at home, like you can bring up like exposure, contrast. So
When you're out taking photos, are you like thinking about composition when you take a picture? Because a lot of moments happen
every time.
every time.
Yeah. So when I was shooting color, I didn't think about anything. Like, I didn't think about composition. Just make sure, like, main character it's in the frame. That's it. But since I started shooting black and white, I think about composition a lot. It's very important part to me. Some people doesn't care, but great composition makes like ordinary stuff makes it great.
Because switching to black and white made you think more about composition.
Yeah.
Do you now think about that when you go back to color? Do you find that it upped your color photography because you start thinking about that when you shoot black and white?
Probably if I shoot color right now, I can't think that way because I see the world in black and white right now. So it's so hard to think like the same way,
Hunting versus fishing.
Hunting,
Yeah.
100%. Because I'm an explorer. I don't know. Probably if I stay only in one corner for like 5-6 hours, probably I can get like 10 pictures. But it's not special to me. I'd rather walking like 8 hours, walking all over the place and only get one picture. That's more meaningful to me.
Boy.
I think you have to think a lot. You have to think a lot about what kind of picture you want to take, what you want picture look like, you know? For example, like if you're interested in that car, like what is a car? Nissan, some SUV. Once you're interested in that car, you see the same model like hundreds of times a day, right?
How do you know when an image is good? You said you have to think about what you like, the kind of image you want to take. How do you have that image in your mind at first? Is it like photo books? Is it just seeing it over and over again, taking photos?
Of course, that image come from books, like those pioneers, and also I don't know. I don't know. I study a lot, and I imagine a lot too, like making a story. You know. You always do that too, right? What's the best situation here? Like, what's gonna happen? I think great photographer has that skill. Like, they can like predict the moment a little bit before it happens. So I think that's important to improve your photography.
Is there anything that you're particularly proud of, photography-wise, since you've been here?
I don't know, I'm not proud of anything, but what always keeps me going is like, as you know, I'm very critic of my stuff. So I don't know, I feel like there's always room to improve.
I just want to be over here so I have good line of sight.
The one thing that I wanna give it to people who visit here first time, if you are nervous to take pictures, you can shoot Times Square or Washington Square Park. It's very like there's always some actions, many people, so people don't really care you taking pictures.
Do you have any recent sources of inspiration?
I told you in the beginning, like this is always in my head. That's one thing, and also photo books too.
Any book in particular?
Recently I bought Juggling is Easy by Peggy Nolan. She documented her family, their daily life. I think it's in 80s. That book is amazing, so good. I've been getting into Mark Steinmetz's work recently. He's great. I love his work so much.
What makes it great?
Because, you know, when he was younger, he dropped out school and then moved to LA to find Gary Winogrand. And he actually met him and they became friends actually. And he spent time Gary's last year. He was so passionate. Still is.
Is there any book of his that you would recommend?
Recently I bought a summer camp and I'm about to order the players, junior baseball team. I don't know, I love his work so much. It's like when I read his book, I feel like I watch movies, you know. He's not like typical street photographer, but
I got 2 minutes.
every his picture has like emotions, you know. I like Mary Ellenmark. She's super good. She's more like a documentary type stuff photographer. Recently, I bought 25 Years by Mary Ellenmark at the thrift store, $8. That book is kind of greatest hits type stuff, like how iconic, put together how iconic pictures. Yeah. So good. It's almost like, it gives me goosebumps, you know? It's that good.
So on the same topic of inspiration, you have a favorite photo of yours?
No, like I said, I'm very what's our self-critical of my stuff. I don't want to be like, oh, this is the best photo. Look at my photos. No, if you think that way, you are not gonna grow. By the time I finish with this one, but my mind's already on to the next one.
This is such a park. This is something this year that you've kind of picked up, going to the park and photographing the park a lot?
Yeah, I come out here a lot because I don't know, this place always fascinating to me because it's so interesting. You know, you see the huge building right next to the park. I feel like people, how do you say, more open.
Do you think it's gonna form itself into like a project or anything like that?
No, not really. I don't know. I grew up surrounded by nature. I'm from a small town, right? So I don't know. I feel very natural to me. I don't know. I need this environment in my life. Like, comment, subscribe.
What's your goal? You have an end goal with your photography?
Oh yeah, I do have one. For me, photo book is the biggest goal to me. So yeah, I've been planning to cross the country, maybe next year, visit so many places and take pictures. And I want to make whole book of about this country. It's almost like a homage to Robert Frank. I'm from Japan, right? So I don't have probably my perspective is different than American people, I think. So I really want to do that, capture this country and make a one book.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions on what the title should be, or if you want to fund the trip, comment below, reach out to Kazu.
Yeah. I think these types of photography you miss a lot, right? Sometimes you have to wait. I believe that every moment has what is that called? Decisive moments? Is it what it's called?
Finish the sentence. I take photos because.
I take photos because I love it. This is not a hobby. This is my life. I take this very seriously because, these photos I make on the street will live forever. They live longer than my life, right? That's so special. So that's why I take seriously.
I'm not sure that's I mean, the real part is
I don't know what am I doing. I shoot everything. Whatever catch my eyes.
All right, that's gonna do it for us. Kazu, thanks for walking around with me. Let the people know where they can show you some love.
You can find me on Instagram here. Check that link. And yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Go hit Kazu's DMs. Tell him he's amazing. Tell him how incredible he is. Look at him.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Love
thanks,
you.
Kazu.
Love you.
Love you, man. Peace.
Peace.
Now when they see us in the streets, all they wanna do is take pics, and I'm like, okay.